Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, friends. I'm Natalia. This is Embody the Power. Take what resonates, leave the rest, because life's dynamic and subject to change. Just to let you know that this video today is going to be on the Ascension process, because usually I do stuff on emotional integration, although they are sort of inextricably linked. This is kind of Ascension and twin flame. So there may be some people like, what are you going on about? And there may be some people like, oh, the dreaded twin flame. Okay, cool. So I'm going to be going over some points. And remember, you may be just be coming into this energy, just be coming into this awareness, this consciousness, however you want to see it. Or you may know someone that's been using it and you're just like, what are they talking about? So either way, if it's not affecting you, it's probably crossing your path. God, is anyone else feeling the effects of this full moon? I'm releasing with the full moon. It's a nice one, but it is. Anyway, so moving on. I haven't made any notes for this because I have been quite mindful that it's such a broad topic. It's so expansive. It's so huge. And then at the same time, it's so small. But it's so huge that I don't want to bang on about what's not needed, depending on who's watching. So I'm going to try and tune into that energy and give the information for what is needed. Okay, so give me a second. Okay, yeah, I'm just getting to go through the difference of a relationships. Okay, so with the twin flame, it's like a difference in relationship, and it is ultimately, although some of you won't feel like that when you first start going through it, it's a relationship with yourself. Okay, so if you look at two different types of relationship, one that many people or I was going through for, say, I don't know, 30 something years, was conditional based. If I love you, you will love me. If I do this, then they will do that. If I don't say this, then they will do that. If, fear, I won't say this because if I say this, then they won't love me, that kind of energy. The twin flame journey, the twin flame energy, when you sort of hit a consciousness, which is like an ascension path, when you start tuning inwards, is basically unconditional love. So even if you're faced with somebody and it's like, if I say this, if I'm honest about how I feel about this, if I don't people please this, if I love myself enough to say this person's not going to love me. However, I will be true to myself, so I will be giving myself that love. Okay, so that's the difference. One was based on conditional love and one is based on unconditional love. Now, the reason why there are so many different sort of theories, and it could be called mirrored soul, twin flame, twin soul, whatever you want to call it, it's all kind of the same thing. Basically, it's a mirror of two people in front of each other. It usually starts to come into fruition, or it comes into consciousness, or your consciousness, your awareness with a partner, a relationship. It could have been a past partner or a current one. But then what happens is once you get through that, and I'm talking hellhole of realization, clarity, whatever, you then start seeing you've got twin flame in everything. So with friendships, relationships, family, and it's basically where you're relearning to have unconditional self-love and put yourself first. Now, some people will be like, well, why is putting yourself first? Why isn't that service to self? Because you show compassion and forgiveness with it. So even if you don't agree with someone, you can agree to disagree that there are a million different possibilities, different ways of doing things, yeah? So you're not like it's my way or the highway. You're opening up to like, oh, there's differences. So the first one you'll go through is even though it will feel like it's with somebody else, the first one that you'll go through in a twin flame is I am my own twin flame, because you're learning self-love internally. And what this might look like, it looks so different on different days to so many people. You could be, for example, I was with a partner and it was like, when I look back, I'm just like, what was wrong with me? I really wanted to do certain things to this partner, like, sexual stuff. But it was in my head, that was a masculine thing to do. A feminine can't do that. You're not supposed to do that. So it was like shedding my skin and sort of going, but I really want to do this. And I know it's going to be really beautiful. So just like, bite the bullet, do it kind of thing. And it's things like that. It's breaking down old conditionings where you were being loved conditionally or you were loving people conditionally, and basically seeing what it is in you, but then being okay with moving forward. And at the initial stages, it can be hard. I remember saying to someone for the first time, you know, coming out of my comfort zone and telling someone I love them, and I was like, literally, I love you, and it was the hardest thing I ever did. However, moving forward, now with this person, I say it all the time. Okay, again, as I said, if you're not going through this level of consciousness, this might be like, what is she talking about? But if you are, you're like, oh my God, yeah, I get it. So then it's like, that's your first twin flame. But you can also see this in another person. It could be that someone from the past starts coming to you. Some people like me have this energy carry out in a higher self energy of somebody that I used to date. Yeah, it was nuts. But we're not really going down that road today, maybe in another video. But then there are multiple twin flames, because then you realise that the twin flame journey is about healing. It's about healing yourself, about healing all those things you suppressed, about healing those things that you didn't think were lovable. So it's like you can be with someone, and it can be very difficult if you're on that path, because if you're on a path of inner growth, inner healing, it's like as soon as you come out, and this can be with people that are in long-term relationships that have this spiritual awakening, go into a twin flame energy, don't know what it is, and they sort of drift apart from their partner, it's because you stop becoming a vibrational match for them, because the same traumas, traits, conditioning, behaviour that made you a vibrational match for that person, and remember, it can be friendships, anything, will take you out of it if you start doing your healing, because you're no longer a vibrational match for that person, because you've healed those aspects of you that made you that perfect fit before. So it can be difficult, and sometimes it can feel like, am I ever going to be with just one person? Because it's like you get multiple people that come in that pick up where if you were with a person and they didn't do the healing and you did do the healing, you will eventually grow out of that energy once you learn about it. No blame, no, portioning, finger pointing, nothing. Then somebody else will come along and be that evolved person as well. Now, when I say evolved, I don't mean that the person you've left behind is bad or anything. No, they're just on a different journey, okay? And it can be heart-wrenching. And that's why there's one twin flame, there's two, there's multiple, and then some people are just like, I can't deal with relationships, because every time I look in that mirror of that person's eyes, I am seeing ways that I could be better, and that is tough. So yeah, let me see what else wants to come up. I'm hearing the song, you say it best when you say nothing at all. So I think that may be, let me see if there's anywhere else. There is somebody that wrote, there's a woman called Magenta Pixie. She's on YouTube, check her out. Her second book, when I was reading it, I was like, this is exactly what I was channeling, what I was downloading, and it's about the twin flame journey. If you haven't read it and you're on it, go and read it, because she really does go into great detail. And it's quite easy to understand. I'm not saying that this video isn't, but it just gives you a bit more insight. So yeah, have a look at her, Magenta Pixie. I will possibly leave a link to her channel so you can have a look at her books, or you can just have a look on Amazon. I think it's the second book she wrote. Really good book. So yeah, let me see if there's anything else. Yeah, okay, so I'm just getting through that. In the future, I'm going to be doing a video which is also part of an Ascension theme and twin flames, on how to break connections or basically free yourself, because when you're going through them, they can be just mentally push you to the limit of what you can handle, and I mean to the very, very limit of what you think you can handle, and it's tough. So I, because I've been on this journey for quite some time, I now understand what it's about. I now understand how you can draw your energy back in when you're feeling intense sexual chemistry with someone, and you can't think, or you can't focus. It's affecting your business, it's affecting your work, it's affecting this, that, and the other. And as I said, it doesn't need to be with an actual romantic relationship. It can be with friends, because remember, we're changing the way. If you're on this path, you're consciously changing the way you are interacting with people, family, friends. So you're going to see masculine, feminine aspects, extreme masculine, extreme feminine, otherwise known as narcissism, codependency. You're going to see all these different aspects come up in you and see them in other people. And it's about how to navigate this journey and understand that you can break free, have breaks, distance yourself. Yeah, you can take back your power. It's just, you need to learn how to do it. So feel like I'm going to be doing a few videos on the twin flame. So as I said, if it doesn't completely resonate with you, I will be doing other videos that may. So check in. Is there anything else? Oh, today I was getting to, guided to bring out the big guns, the tarot. Let's see. Let me see what is coming up. Okay, cool. Yeah, this is it. The Eight of Swords, mental imprisonment. That is what the twin flame journey will make you feel like you're in. Yeah, that is what these videos are going to help you come out. Seven of Cups, confusion. Yeah, and it really is as intense as that. It really is as intense as that. Okay. They want to pop out and, all right, let's just pick that one up first. Two of Pentacles, juggling, literally juggling. You're constantly juggling. You could be juggling a relationship. You could be in third-party relationships where you're being pulled to one energy and you're in another energy and you're trying to figure out which one and why, and you don't want to hurt people. You want to speak your truth, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so, yeah, it's juggling as well. But also juggling different concepts, your old self, your new self, you know, because it's like the sea. I would say it's like the sea. The sea is beautiful. If you're a sea lover like me, it's beautiful. You can drink it. You can bathe in it. You can you know, ground in it. It's beautiful. You've got ecosystems in it, but it's sank the Titanic. Yeah. So it's like it's an experience. It's an oxymoron. It's absolutely beautiful, but at the same time, it can be dangerous on the mind. Page of Swords. I'm just hearing you're going to go into stalker mode, yeah? On the twin flame journey, like what are they doing if you're thinking about a romantic person? What they're doing, what they're thinking, what they're saying, blah, 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 all coming from a place of mental imprisonment, confusion, options, weighing up the options. Shuffle and take one more off the top. It really is that intense. That's why sometimes it's nice to use the cards, because it really just goes vroom, deep in and just channels you to where your thoughts need to be. Three of Swords, heartbreak, and I can hear this is the Heartbreak Hotel. Now, where do I want to go with that? The bottom card, the Moon. Okay, so intuition, trusting your intuition, deception, all kinds of stuff. This can all be flipped on its head, yeah? So it seems like they are tough cards, and they are tough cards. You're changing a whole way of being, yeah? But this means in its reverse, yeah? That's the Swords and the heart, thoughts and the heart, ego and the heart, the mind, a balanced heart and a balanced mind. You can overcome and you can get back on track. You can feel normal again, you know. The confusion, you'll be able to start sorting through the different options, the emotions. Cups are generally emotions, spirituality, that kind of thing. You will go through the emotions. You will integrate your emotions. You will figure out what's right for you, what's wrong for you. The Eight of Swords, mental imprisonment card. That for me it is anyway, because it's swords, it's in your head, your speech and your thoughts, where you're trapped, you can't speak, can't think. You will gain clarity. You will start to take that blindfold off once you realise it's an inwards journey and it's about what you are denying yourself, what you need to unsuppress, but also understanding that you are probably, if you're an extreme feminine, you're dealing with an extreme masculine, and they're completely different, but they have the same... They flow the same. It's like the yin and yang. It's the same shape, but different colours, different perspectives, yeah? And you will get out of that, yeah? I know it doesn't feel like it for some of you, depending on where you are. And it doesn't feel like that. It doesn't feel like that at all, you know? But here I am, yeah? It's tough. It still continues to be tough, but not like it used to be. Two of Pentacles, yeah, you're gonna, like, physical stuff in your physical presence, yeah, you're gonna be juggling what to keep, what to get rid of, what to move forward, you know. It's like it's when you're sort of shifting energy. You might be going through a period where you are literally just getting rid of stuff, realizing you have clutter, you have this, you have that, and it's like you'll be getting rid of it in the mind and in the physical at the same time. The Page of Swords. So in this sense, where the Page of Swords is, it was coming up like the stalker card, so you're just constantly looking. You're going to start investigating and also seeing things in a different perspective, because swords is, as I said, mind and throat. You know, just the speech, the air kind of elements, the egoic kind of elements, I always see it as in that sense. But it's also a page, so it's kind of like childlike. So where you are changing your whole perspective, you will be looking at things with a new perspective. So you see, it can look positive and it can look negative, and wherever you are on the stage of the journey, remember, you're loved, you're always loved, and you always will be loved. Full stop. See if there's anything else. No, I'm just hearing no, that's it. So yeah, I am going to be doing some more on twin flame because I feel like it's needed. So yeah, take care of you, and thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you for subscribing, liking, following, and being receptive most of all. Yeah, and I shall speak to you next week.